Ruby is having a little feast and appears to be a healthy horse. That wasn't always the case for the once registered quarter horse and 14-year broodmare. You see, Ruby was eventually sold and then starved. From there, she went to the auction house.
The meat buyer purchased her, but she was repurchased back because some people didn't want to see her go for meat. It began a 2-year process of severe training, abusive training, and she landed back into a rescue situation. So I picked her up from the rescue that she was relinquished to, and after a year and a half of rehabilitation, she's now a very beautiful, healthy, rideable horse.
One of the challenges we face is that people start out with really the right intentions. The problem is that it becomes too much for them. These animals are not cheap to keep. People get in over their head, and we end up having to get called. And I would say we have to seize more than 100 horses every single year.
There are about 100 million farm animals in BC, and cruelty, while rare, does happen. Before this facility, those rescued animals had to be housed on private farms.
Well, we'd have to rely on the generosity of private individuals, people who had farms of their own, had stables, and were willing to board the horses temporarily for us, whilst we then go through the process of the criminal action itself. And then eventually what we'd have to do, we'd have to adopt those horses from those private properties. So it was a real problem for us.
The new recovery and adoption barn at the Kelowna SPCA will allow the organization to have more control over rescued farm animals. This facility features 6 stalls, but removable dividing walls will allow for more options.
It's not a traditional Black Beauty sort of kind of stall. It's very open so that those animals can socialise with one another and just assist in their rehabilitation. So we can house 6, but if we needed to, if it was a herd that was used to living together, we could probably take a few more.
It's the best thing that the SPCA does certainly need in the area. It's going to, in the long run, save them a lot of money, which is great. By keeping the horses here, this is a wonderful facility. It's made very well, very safe. It's going to be a great hub to get these horses through a clear vet check, get them healthy again, and then into rehabilitation so they can be adopted out to proper homes.
Typically around the province it's been about a cost of $200,000 per year, so we'll have the ability to sort of expedite their hauling of those animals, bring them straight down to the shelter, and then get the professionals, the equine veterinarians and the farriers and so on into the facility here, and it'll just be a much more seamless and cheaper option.
The barn is part of a plan by the BC SPCA to upgrade its operations. The organization has 41 facilities in the province, and some of those are over 50 years old.
We have a plan to replace 10 of those facilities. Not going to be cheap, over $50 million. And one of the good things is that we've got a partner in the provincial government who's come forward with an initial amount of $5 million. It really helps us move the yardsticks, get these facilities built much quicker. Because the reality for us is not only do we have to build these facilities, but we also have to operate them. That costs money too.
That's where you can help. Visit spca.bc.ca for more information.